Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new series called Fairycember. So Fairycember is just where you draw a fairy any day in December, and I say any day because you don't have to do it for multiple days. You could do it for one day, you could do it for a week, for 12 days, like the 12 days Christmas kind of thing, or 25 days, which I'm doing, or the whole 31 days. It's really open-ended. It's just draw a fairy, and you don't have to draw any type of particular fairy. I did make a drawing prompt list for this for myself, but you don't have to follow along. You can just draw any type of fairy and just post it under the hashtag Fairycember2018 on Instagram, and I'll check it out and maybe give you a shout out in my Instagram stories. So that's pretty much it. There's nothing too complicated about this one, but I've been really enjoying this one. The reason I decided on fairies is because I wanted to do another December art challenge type thing like I did last year, but I feel like once Christmas is over, Christmas related art is kind of like not interesting anymore. A lot of people are just kind of like, oh, I'm super done with Christmas, I don't want to see that. So I wanted to do something this year that was more generic, where everybody can participate no matter what they celebrate or what religion they are or what culture they live in. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to just be only for Christmas. And that, you know, the drawings wouldn't kind of decay as soon as Christmas is over as well. So I wanted something a little bit more well-rounded, I guess. So that's what we ended up doing, was Fairycember. So I did create a drawing prompt list that is kind of Christmas-like, but I tried to keep it as neutral as possible. Of course, there's definitely some days that are more Christmassy than others that are hard to like kind of deny. But you can follow along if you want. You can pick and choose the days. You can do them out of order. It doesn't matter. The first day, which is the drawing you're seeing here, is day 1. And the drawing prompt is sun. So the first couple of drawing prompts I created was all kind of like weather related. I just thought that'd be really kind of generic to kind of smooth the transition into Christmas a little bit easier. And I just kind of wanted to draw those. I even had like seasons on the list at one point, but I felt like they were too close to weather. I didn't want to repeat things too much. So I felt like sun was a really good starter. It's like you could even make it kind of religious in a way, or you could make it super specific to just sun. You could really do anything with it, and so many people have already posted theirs, and I found it really interesting, the different ideas that they came up with. It's really cool. So for my sun character, I kind of imagine her as like the sun fairy. She controls the sun, and maybe she's like the top fairy. She's like one of the very highest, you know, tier fairies. So she has the most power, and I want to kind of make her look like she is like more unique, more powerful looking. She has different type of wings, and I kind of wanted to do a little nod towards religious art in it as well. I saw quite a few things on my Twitter feed from a couple months ago. A bunch of artists that I follow will tweet stuff. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff, but you'll see it, you know? And I saw quite a lot of like religious art fashion stuff a couple months ago, which was really interesting. So that kind of inspired the headdress for this fairy. All those old religious arts where they had like these big headdresses that look like rays of sun, and that's kind of like, that works for her. I feel like when I did the line art though, I made the sunbeams a little too chunky, so it kind of started turning towards Lady Liberty type headdress instead of sunbeam old religious art type headdress. I regret that a bit, but I think it still kind of works, because I think even with the Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, like the thing on her head is supposed to symbolize like sunbeams, right? And the rest of her outfit, I just tried to keep like very sun oriented. I wanted to have like beams in her skirt as well. That one got a little confused too. I think the skirt turned out not the best at the end. I made a few mistakes and I wasn't super happy with it. But otherwise I really like this one, and like the colors I used was also very like orangey red and like yellows. When I did the transfer from the sketch to inking, I actually did something totally different, which is I used color pencil to line her wings so that they would look super lineless. I actually thought I would keep that I'd continue that throughout the whole series, but spoiler alert, I didn't. By the second one, I'd already kind of changed my mind and just kind of lined it. Part laziness, part it wasn't as applicable, because I feel like because I wanted her wings to look like fire, like the sun, the lineness was like really important because I didn't have a yellow pen, and if I used like gray or even red, it'd be super obvious. So I think it super worked for her, but it wasn't as necessary for the next few. One thing I kind of regret with this character is I realized after I'd finished coloring her that she would have looked a little bit more cool if I had given her sun-kissed skin, since she works with the sun, but it just didn't occur to me at the time. I usually default to pale skin tones, but I think she would have been just a little bit cooler if she had the darker skin tone. But yeah, otherwise I really like this character. I really hope you like her too. For this series, another thing that was really inspiring to me and something that I keep thinking of every time I draw a new fairy is the two cartoons that kind of inspired this idea. One was the Disney's Fairies, and the other one is an anime that was like from the early 2000s probably, I think, called Snow Fairy Sugar. I love that anime. If you like anime, you should check it out. It's so cute. But in both of those series, the fairies all have like a job that they do. So like they were born to do this. They are a thunder fairy or a rain fairy or a snow fairy, that kind of thing. So that's what I wanted to do when I'm creating this series, to create things that could be like the job of the fairy. And I try to apply that in all of the fairies going forward. And so far, I'm really happy with how things are going, because I feel like each fairy that I've drawn so far is better and better. So I can't wait to share it all with you guys. These videos are going to be kind of late because it's just taking me so long to edit these videos, way more than I expected. And it's taking me a lot longer to finish these fairies because I feel like I'm putting a little too much into each of them. But I'm really enjoying it. So I hope you'll enjoy the process with me too, even if it goes into January or even beyond. I hope not beyond. We're gonna finish this. There's gonna be 25 videos, there's gonna be 25 drawings, 25 fairies, so I hope that you will be looking forward to that and sticking around with me. Another thing that I'm gonna be doing that's different with this series, Fairysember, is that for the videos, if you guys remember my last video, I was talking about how I wasn't sure if you guys want to see the full process or just the coloring for each of the videos. I've decided based on my comments that I'm going to go ahead and do something I kind of secretly wanted to do for a while, which is for all the Fairysembers, I'm just going to be showing the sketching and then the coloring. I feel like those are the two most interesting parts for drawing anyway. The rest of it gets kind of repetitive because then I take the sketch and I transfer it onto another piece of paper and I refine the sketch and then I ink it. Sometimes that refines it a little bit more, but mostly it's just kind of tracing it from one side to another side. It's not as interesting to watch, I think, and I usually speed up those clips a lot, so I think it's kind of more interesting and it'll be a little bit easier for me to edit if I just go straight from the sketch to the coloring. So hopefully you guys don't mind. Let me know how you feel about that. I feel like it works pretty good, especially since the way I transition it. I think it's working pretty well, but hopefully you won't mind. That does mean future videos, it will be a Procreate sketch that goes into the coloring, because a lot of these fairies, like I would probably say 99%, except for like the first 3, are being sketched on Procreate first, because I tend to sketch them at like 1 and 2 a.m. in bed before I go to sleep each day, just so I can keep up with the sketches. If you have any questions, if I forgot to cover anything, definitely leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, of course. And please do ring that bell icon to get notified of new videos, because these videos are probably going to be posted as soon as I can get them up. So it might be sporadic. I'd love to aim for every 3 days or so. So definitely keep checking back, and definitely follow me on Instagram for sure, because Instagram is the first place I'm going to be posting about like a video is going live soon, or, you know, putting things in my Instagram stories. And I'll also be like, you know, shouting out the people who are also participating in Fairysember there. So if you want to participate, definitely check out Instagram. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you so much to my lovely berries on Patreon. You guys are amazing, and you make these videos happen. So thank you for the support, and if you want to support me on Patreon, definitely check it out. Join our little berry bunch, I guess, is it? Or berry army? I don't know. We're just berries over there, okay? So definitely come and join us. But anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.